that I could play in the NFL. When I didn't get drafted, it was a lockout. So we had a lockout period. The agents couldn't communicate with the coaches and anything. So everything was shut down. And then once the lockout got lifted in July, literally the next day I got a call from Denver. It was definitely a roller coaster. And I had to go straight there the next day and had to be ready, man. After I finished my college season in December, I had already had an agent. I started dating my wife then, and then everything started falling in place.
Yeah, it was a 3-year, $1 million contract for Denver, right?
And then what they don't tell you is it's kind of a split deal. If you don't play, then you get like half of that. So for me, it just made that where I just knew I had to work a little bit harder, do a little bit more to be able to go get really my second contract.
See, that second contract is really the true sign on whether or not an athlete will be able to live off of his playing money long term.
One last thing. Tell them to bring me my money.
Yeah! Rookies, all NFL, NBA, MLB, whatever rookies, have to be as stringy as possible with their first contract. Or, if they're good enough to get a second contract, by the second contract, they are now wise enough to spend the money appropriately. But oftentimes, you'll find, you know, you've probably seen, right? Those rookies that come out of the gate doing really well the first 2-3 years, they're excellent, or no, you think that they'll be there long term. Then the next thing you know, an injury happens, or those rookies that have those high expectations, but then they falter, right? So if you are expected to be great, but then you falter, let's say you're top 5 pick, and maybe the coach change happen, or you don't get along with your team, or the team maybe moves on from you, then you don't get that second contract. That second contract is top tier. If an athlete can get to the second contract, they are able to set themselves up to live off of their playing money long term. If they invest in things such as dividends, if they save, 30% or 20% of their income directly into a savings account, if they're able to be financially stingy while working hard in their, their craft to get to that second contract, at that point, they can be a bit more grandiose with their spending habits.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve these nuts. Got it!
It was a 5-year deal, $50 million. It felt good, man, just being able to accomplish that. Regardless of getting paid, it added more weight to my back, more pressure, more responsibility. You got to continue to play at a high level. So it didn't do anything except add more pressure to me. I wasn't too big on just going out and spending crazy from the jump. Just be able to add that generational wealth, have enough saved, and just have something to pass down. Until now, I would say around now is when we can really start investing. It's my friend.
I think the fact that you went undrafted is what made him, obviously, if you're undrafted, you're in the second round pick, or you have to work your way to get onto the team, right? And then you get a little 1 or 2 year deal, and then you're able to get that second contract to solidify yourself in the team and financially, right? At that point, you are able to appreciate the money that you do have. But if you're already a top 10 pick, lottery pick, you feel like you're gonna be in the league forever.
Just for that, I'm gonna spend my whole childhood eating what I want and doing drugs when I want. Whatever, I do what I want.
And we know draft busts happen all the time, right? Look at all these QBs that we thought would do well, all these NBA draft picks that we thought would do well that went number 1, right? I'm not gonna say no name, but we know what happens when you come out of the gate with high expectations and don't meet it.
LA now. Yeah, we own a lot of Nike warehouses, a lot of land, investing in some homes. Just kind of, the real estate game. You sell, you build it up. A lot of stocks. Our financial advisor helps coordinate a lot of that. Definitely save as much as I can. Advise all the young guys, man, get on a small budget and have great discipline with it. We talked about how I save my money. Now let's talk about how I spend my money.
So I think it comes down to the 50-30-20 rule, right? You spend 50% of your income on the necessities, or maybe even a little bit of splurging. 30% goes towards savings. If you can save 30% of your income, you're in a good position. And then if you can invest 20%, it's another positive thing. At a certain point, there is a diminishing return on saving more money.
We recognize that we have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
For most people, the goal should be to have an emergency fund of anywhere from 3 to 6 months with expenses covered. Then you are saving towards maybe buying a house, or you're putting the rest of your income that you have coming in towards investments such as dividend stocks with Robinhood, stuff like that. But as we know, inflation and the interest rate in most banks isn't equitable. So in the long run, your money is going to end up losing value. If you don't put it into money-making endeavors.
The very first thing I bought was a truck. It was about 60K, 6 stacks. All silver Avalanche, had some nice 26s on there, man, big wheels. I had to get the truck in Denver. The snow was crazy at the time, and I just needed something that I knew that was gonna get me through the snow. It's still working, man, still doing good. I use it more as a work truck now. That was my first kind of big purchase, so your first big step as a man, just buying anything big purchase, you know what I mean? It kind of made me hungry, man, because it made you feel like I can't wait to upgrade this.
60K on a truck, you know, I've seen some people spend 200K or 100K, so in comparison to them, yo, I can't even really knock it, you know? You've done necessary work that it takes to get to the second contract. At that point, treat yourself. But if I want to be nitpicky, I would always say buy a used car 1 to 2 years after its initial release date. If your car was released in 2008, buy it in 2010 so you can avoid a lot of that depreciation.
What do you mean? How? How have you... Oh, man. You're just ruining it. Look at my lips. You're ruining it.
And if you buy it too old, you know, you start having that maintenance costs and repair issues, right? So the sweet spot to own a car is between the 2nd and 8th year of its ownership.
Next big thing, 1, 2, 3, was my wife's ring. 4, 5, 7, 9, 10. You can see the ring cost a lot, above 100,000, 100 plus. I met my wife at Kansas. I was a freshman in college. We actually didn't date in college. My roommate was dating her best friend, which was her roommate. They never hooked us up, so we didn't start dating until after college. I hit her up on Facebook in the DMs or whatever. And then from there, we started dating.
100K on an engagement ring. In this case, though, I would say he's gonna be okay. You know, the whole, I'm not sure if y'all are aware of this whole red pill community on YouTube, but keep in mind, she was with him when he was undrafted, right? Before the come up. That's the thing, right? Getting a girl that is with you before the come up, you know, for the most part, you know, she's a ride or die. I think if you're a 2nd round pick in the NBA, or maybe a 6th or 7th round pick in the NFL, like very later on in the stages, and you have a girl that's with you throughout the time, by the time you get to that 2nd or 3rd big contract, I think she's a ride or die. She's not with you for the money, all right? But a lot of these top tier athletes, you know what I'm saying? They're already making the money. They already, you know, they didn't fall off. They delivered, right? They delivered on the expectation. And now they have all these women coming to them. At that point, my take would be to wait. If you're like a top tier, top A-level athlete, my take would be to wait until your post-career or towards the latter stages of your career to like marry a girl, marry a woman. And I saw this one interview with LeVar Ball. He was telling his sons to not like get too involved with women, or not to, I guess, even marry a girl during the early stages of their career, because they know that the women aren't just gonna be there for them, right? It's always, they're gonna be aware of the career, the fame, the money that accompanies their specific field of work, right?
You're a nice woman, especially in basketball. You're not gonna find nobody like I found your mom or my mom and dad. Because here's the thing, if you're in this profession, which you got all this fame and notoriety, how are you gonna meet a good girl? You're not, because what you're gonna meet her in the restaurant where you eat, or you're gonna go to a club where you dance, or you're gonna meet her at the arena. So I hate to tell you, you're gonna meet a hoe. Just how it goes, son. And then you gotta wonder, then the first thing they're gonna say, oh, I didn't know you did that, man, with the Googling and all this. Oh, yes, they do. They know about you before you even get there. So, son, that's the bad part of the life you're gonna get, is you're never gonna meet a good woman. And by the time you do, let's say you get 30, and then you meet a woman and she's 30. You gotta wonder why she by herself at 30. So there's something that's dangerous, no matter how good they look. But have a good time, son. I feel bad for you, but hey, I love the fact you made it.
What happens if one of the kids brings home, in your words, a hoe, and you know that you got a bad situation?
I already seen him. They already bought a few through here. I'm telling you. Oh, Lord. Hey, a lot of them look good, and man, but they got different motives. And hey, I just tell them to be careful out there, man. But you're never going to know what you get, because usually, where do you meet a nice woman? If you have a job and you go to your job every day and she works at the job, you see her every day. You know what she's about. You go to school, you see her all the time. You go to church, you see all the time. My sons are not going to church every time. They're not in no school, and their job is traveling to 40 different states. How you going to meet somebody and be solid? It's not going to happen. Sorry, you have to retire. Or you're just going to be running through a lot of girls, and then, and everybody can be good for a few months and fake you out because they're looking at it like, oh, y'all young. If I get pregnant, 18 years and some cash. Hey, I explain to them like that and just keep their eyes open and hope the best for them.
Clothes. Let's go 50,000 on clothes. Whew. I got a lot of clothes. Going to the games, you got to be fresh going to the games. And that's kind of when I started buying, man, just getting ready, making sure I have all my game day outfits right. In Dallas, we have this North Park Mall. They have pretty much everything. A lot of Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Fendi.
What was your favorite place to shop before you were in NFL?
Oh, man. JCPenney's. Best dress on my current team, the Chargers, Tyrod Taylor. The best dress on my former team, I would say Von Miller. And the worst dressed person will be Will Parks.
So he did infer that some of the clothes that he did buy were for game day. So if I'm sure he's smart enough. He sounds like a very, very well down to earth, well put together guy. That can be a tax write-off, right? The clothing that he wears to the games is a part of the professionalism on being on camera, answering interview questions, post-game or pre-game, stuff like that. So some of the money he did spend on clothes can be a tax write-off. When it comes to you and I would say, whenever you're buying stuff, ask yourself, can I make money off of this purchase? And obviously, if you're self-employed and this thing is a necessary business expense, you can definitely write that off as a tax to lower your tax bracket. But for the everyday person, when you're buying things, right, ask yourself, can I make money off of this? If I buy this jacket, if I buy this product on Amazon, can I make a review about it? Like make a video about it, review it, put it on YouTube, and then get an affiliate link to get some money off this purchase? Or when I buy this, will I save more money in the long run? Or if I buy this thing, am I just losing money?
Cause Uber Eats, man. Golf out, man. Uber Eats, piece of shit. Probably sue Uber. I think I could scientifically come up with some sort of theory on how they've ruined my life with their psychology department trying to make me order over and over. And they're doing a great damn job because I'm definitely cash cow for them. I probably paid like one of their employees' entire salary, just me alone, for an entire year. It's horrible. It's terrible. What type of life am I living?
I recently purchased some stuff regarding skincare, like exfoliating, like moisturizing, toning, stuff like that. And this, in my case, could be a tax write-off. And having a better, on-camera presence, facial stuff like that, can help me make more money because my overall video presentation is more clearer and more visually appealing. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Jewelry, oh man, let's see. I'm gonna have to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jewelry for myself, 100,000. First thing I bought was a Rolex. My presidential Daytona Platinum. This is my one of my favorite watches just because it's so comfortable. It's an everyday watch. It pretty much goes with everything, anything you wear. 2013, the big Cuban links was in style, so I think that was the first big chain I bought. They kind of are addictive, man, that you just kind of want some more. Diamonds are addictive, I guess.
Sir, are you okay?
I'm a little messed up. Sorry. That is the minimalist in me screaming, right? I don't know. The jewelry, I've never been a big fan of jewelry. It doesn't really do much for me, I don't know. I never got the hype of jewelry, to be honest, As a minimalist, just having the bare minimum, living on, just living comfortably without all the excessive, extraness, I'm good.
Car for my wife, 50K. Oh, 80K, I'm sorry. Let me add 3 on there. Escalade, 50K, yeah, that is kind of cheap. Car for my wife, 80K. I bought her a Cadillac Escalade. Yeah, I let her choose, and that was what she...
The thing to keep in mind when you buy stuff for other people, especially if you're an athlete buying stuff for a family member, you're not just buying the car, right? You're also buying the fees and the maintenance costs that are associated with that car. So if I buy this for you, Am I also gonna pay the insurance on the car? Am I gonna pay the gas on the car? Am I gonna pay the car insurance and all the other maintenance costs that might occur eventually with the car? You know, so that's why I prefer buying stuff for people that will make them more money, or buying things for them that will they won't need me to maintain that thing, right? You know what I'm saying? So if I buy you a camera, or I buy you stocks, or I buy you something that, you know, doesn't need my constant like assistance, you can be self-sufficient. So things that you buy for people that can make them self-sufficient. You know, imagine he bought her like 80K in stocks, right? She has the stocks, and now she can get the dividends and ultimately have the money from the stocks, pay for the car on her own, you know, residually. Dividend stocks are the best stocks in my opinion.
We know we needed a big body for kids coming up. Then the next thing I was able to do was buy my parents cars and my little sister a car. I see a lot of my teammates and past teammates buy really fancy luxury cars for their people. Luckily, my people are very simple. They just wanted something that could to get them to point A and point B. My mom, she got a Hyundai Genesis. My dad, he's big on Camrys, man. He just loves Camrys. And then my sister, she wanted something just to get her around everywhere. Low mileage on gas, so I bought her brand new Honda Accord, and they're all rolling. They're all doing good. $30,000 for my sister's car, $40,000 for both of my parents.
You know, what if he did like, I'll pay your rent for the year or something like that? You know what I'm saying? What if he used the money from the car to pay the rent for the next year? Yo, imagine living for free for the next year and a half. How much money you could save? Yo. This is what I'm talking about. Things that will save them money, or the things that will help them make more money. Because like, okay, you bought your mom and dad or sister a car, okay? Now they have to pay insurance on that car. Maybe the insurance ends up being more than their regular insurance. You know, different cars and different age groups typically have more or less premium and stuff like that, right? So, you know, let me just, I got you with the mortgage, or a portion of the mortgage for a while. Well, this is the money for the next 6 months to a year of mortgage. Sister, this is the money for the next year of rents, right? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that could have been more beneficial than just a car, which is also low-key a liability. Yo, pay my rent. Yo, help me get rid of the rent for the next year and a half. You know what I'm saying?
And a large popcorn.
A large? You got money. He got money. Get it off.
Cars for my family members, 110K. We went to Dubai. Me, my wife, and my teammate Darren Stewart and his wife. The flights are very expensive. This is just a flight, $10,000. Hotel. We stayed in a nice hotel called the Taj Hotel. It's right downtown. Bought a lot of shopping out there, a lot of shopping. They probably have the best shopping in the world. 5-story mall, man. One floor was just all shoes. So, man, we spent a lot of stuff on clothes and food. A lot of touring, riding the camels in the desert, riding the four-wheelers in the desert. I mean, that was real cool. Going to Abu Dhabi. We hung out in Abu Dhabi and just spend a day there. It was definitely a luxury trip. I would suggest everybody try to go there one.
Hey, yo, I'm trying to go to Abu Dhabi. I think he spent about 100K on the vacation based on what I saw in the thumbnail. But at this point, I think he's earned it, you know? You went undrafted, you secured the first contract, then you got this contract extension, and now this is your third contract. You know, at this point, yo, you deserve it, you know? Going on vacation, like excessive vacation in the first year or within the transition between the first and second contract, yo, it's probably not the best, you know what I'm saying? But once you are a veteran, you're well established, yo, you've earned it, you know? You're able to prove yourself in the league, and you become like a staple. All the more power to you.
The lie detector determined you're telling the truth.
Go with some friends. Vacation to Dubai, 100K. And the kids, I got 4 kids, 4 girls. They cost money too. Toys, taking them to Disney, taking them to movies, all that. I have 4 kids. Kids are expensive, 50K for the kids. This is the 650K that I've spent, and this is the 500K that I put down on my house. I had bought a house. I had needed a bigger place for my family. We had started unloading a lot of kids. Right here together, this is $1 million. Besides the money I spent, the money I've saved, me and my wife have been able to put in a lot of investment in money and time in tough communities in Denver, also in Tulsa. and now picking up out here in LA. Tons of scholarships for kids, tons of meals for kids, tons of shopping, taking them shopping every year. I don't even think the money would be hard to calculate everything that we've done to uplift thousands of kids every year. I definitely spend a lot of money, man. Can definitely go quick if you don't pay attention, for sure.
You can't even really put a price on kids, right? Kids are a big investment. You gotta, you know, when you're in your early stages and latter stages of life, they'll come take care of you. You know what I'm saying? But that's also a reminder of how expensive kids are. So if you're a man out there, yo, wrap it up, my G. Okay, wrap it up. Wrap it up. And if you're unsure, it might be in your best interest to take a paternity test. I'm just saying, niggas get caught up every day with babies that aren't theirs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there. If you're unsure, it might be in your best interest to take a paternity test, okay? And wrap it up, wrap it up. But yo, while you're here, watch my past video right here on why actors go broke despite making millions of dollars per year. Watch that video right here. Or watch my other video right here on the realities of making money online with YouTube. There's a dark side to making money online with YouTube, no cap. But yo, as always, if it doesn't feed you, don't water it, and too much of any good thing is good for nothing. How you lot doing today? Stay with me. I'm doing more, saying less, and keeping that same energy. No cap. Flip the script. I'm out. Deuces.
Shawty got a wish though. Get her drinks up and watch her take it low. She would rather stay low. Whatever she do, you won't ever know. I'ma need her real close. Pick from the crowd, she the one I'm taking home. She the baddest in her postcode.